Hello and welcome to another tutorial here on the channel. I'm your host, longtime listener. Be sure to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. In this video, we are going to be talking about the museum here in Pelican Town. This is a part of the game that can be actually quite valuable if you kind of know what you're doing, have the right strategies, and know which items to immediately donate versus which ones to hang on to, etc. So we're going to kind of walk through this step by step. And then if you have any additional questions or are looking for information, I highly recommend that you bookmark that Stardew Valley wiki and check out the museum page on the wiki for more details. Now, let's talk about the museum itself. It is open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day except for days where there is a festival in Pelican Town. So that's the basics in terms of the building itself. It also houses the library, which can be somewhat valuable. However, anything that you can find in the library, you can also find on the wiki. So, how does this all start? Eventually, at some point early on in the game, you will pick up an item and it will prompt a quest where Gunther is having you come by the museum to pay him a visit. When you get there, the museum is completely empty because Gunther is the worst curator in the history of museums, apparently. And he actually asks you to help donate items so that he can then put together a nice little collection in the Pelican Town Museum. So, as you go along, you're going to find more and more items that you can donate, most of which are either minerals or artifacts. There are a few things like parts of skeletons and things along those lines. But again, in general, it's going to be minerals and artifacts. And there are a total of 95 items that can be donated to the museum. Now, you might be thinking, what good does it do me to donate items to a museum? Well, you actually get rewards along the way. So, after you donate 5 items to the museum, you are going to get 9 cauliflower seeds, which early in the game, 9 free cauliflower seeds can be quite valuable. So, again, as you go along for certain milestones, you will get different rewards, and those rewards are fixed, and you can actually see which rewards you will get on the Stardew Valley wiki. And some of them depend on how many total items you have donated. Some of them depend on how many minerals versus how many artifacts you have donated. So it's a good idea to kind of know which rewards you are going to receive because, especially early on in the game, it might be a good idea to just sell a diamond instead of donating it to the museum. If you've already got the cauliflower seeds and it's the 10th day of spring, it's probably not worth it to give a diamond away for the museum that's only going to get you 9 melon seeds, and those melon seeds not only take up a space in your very limited inventory that early on in the game, but you also can't even use them for another couple of weeks. So it's probably a better idea to sell the diamond, get that cash, and then eventually later on get your hands on another diamond and donate it then. You can tell if an item needs to be donated simply by hovering over it in your inventory, and it will say whether Gunther can tell you more about this item. So keep an eye on that, and anytime you pick up something that seems like it might be a little bit rare or it's not one of the typical items you come across on a day-to-day basis, it's probably something that can be donated to the museum, and you can tell by simply hovering over that item. Now, there are a few rewards that I want to put on your radar just because of the impact that they can have on a playthrough. One is the 50th mineral that you donate will get you a crystallarium. It's going to be a while before you get that, but crystallariums can be quite valuable, especially later on in the game. Another is the ancient seed. So when you uncover an ancient seed, you can take it to the museum, give it to Gunther, and what you get in return is a plantable ancient seed as well as a crafting recipe to make more ancient seeds. So that is a big one. Another is the Dwarvish Translation Guide. In the mines, you will come across eventually 4 different dwarf scrolls. There's a red, green, blue, and yellow. Once each of those are donated, you will get the Dwarvish Translation Guide that will allow you to talk to the dwarf in the mines, and that is a good place to go and buy a whole bunch of bombs for Skull Cavern deep dives once you're a little bit farther along in a playthrough. Finally, once you have donated every item to the museum, you get not only a complete collection achievement, but also you get a star drop, and that's one of those things that escalates your um, maximum health or maximum energy, I should say, and that is a permanent buff of, I believe, 34 for each star drop that you obtain throughout the game. And that tends to be one of the last ones that people get in a playthrough, is when they donate the final item to the museum. Last but not least, I do want to talk about a couple of items that you don't want to donate to the museum the first time you get one. One of those items is the dinosaur egg. It's a good idea to keep your first dinosaur egg because you can put it into an incubator in a coop, and a few days later it's going to hatch a dinosaur. And dinosaur eggs are far more valuable than regular eggs or duck eggs. So it's a good idea to go ahead and hang on to that first one. And as you come across some later, you can donate those to complete the museum. Another is the prismatic shard. If you follow along on the video, you can see that there is a space in the desert where you can stand with the prismatic shard equipped, and it will kick off a cutscene that gets you the galaxy sword, which is arguably the best weapon in the game. Technically, the Galaxy Hammer is a little bit more powerful. However, it's a little bit difficult for some players to get used to the mechanics of how it works. Without going into a ton of detail there, the bottom line is save that prismatic shard, take it up to the desert, stand in that spot, and get the Galaxy Sword. And then the next time you come across a prismatic shard, donate that one to the museum. I hope that this video has been helpful. Please be sure to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. And again, if you are looking for more specifics and details, check out the Stardew Valley wiki. And thanks for watching.